Mahalo everyone, and welcome to a special fundraising deck build video here on the Jolly Scarecrows channel. You're with me, Joe.
And you're me, Ollie.
And we're presenting a couple of deck videos based on trying to clean up the seas as part of Mr. Beast's scheme, which has been going really well in terms of fundraising. And we just thought we'd like to contribute to that by making decks themed around kind of collecting junk, playing junk cards, and how that might interact with some sea creatures. Ollie, can you tell us a bit more about the scheme?
So the idea of, I really like this idea of what Mr. Beast and other creators are doing. Basically, they called it hashtag Team Seas, a link down below if you want to donate. And it's to raise up to £30 million, or to remove £30 million of trash by the 1st of January 2022. And they've already raised 16 million.
That's
They already
amazing.
got rid of 16 million trash. It's amazing. It's really easy to donate if you want to. You don't need to. But yeah. And the idea is just to every dollar or pound you spend, a pound of trash gets taken out of the ocean. So that's really cool for the fish and the wildlife. And
Yep,
that's the
precisely.
big idea. And
Things
link
like this.
is down below.
Yes, absolutely. Look down below. But not after you have looked directly at your screen and the deck that I'm presenting for you. So essentially, this first build is it's a synchro-based deck, and it's designed to work with the junk cards, which is another word for trash. So I quite like that. And basically, kind of the Mermail Atlantean side of the water archetype. The next video is going to focus more on fishes and some of the new Umi support that's out there. We've got a couple of bits in here. So how does the deck operate? So I guess it's in dual minds to some extent, but they do merge together quite well. And water and junk have gone together since like 2008, when we had kind of frog-based junk synchro, and this is kind of more of a continuation of that. As with most kind of low-level water decks, Deep Sea Diva is the key card. When it's normal summoned, you can special summon a level 3 from the deck. I mean, that is just fantastic, and providing that effect gets through, the one you're going to be after is this thing, Neptubis, the Atlantean Prince. So this effect works that you can send an Atlantean monster from your deck to the graveyard, and then you can add one to your hand. And the Atlantean cards all have effects which, if they are sent to the graveyard to activate a water monster's effect, they do something. And so if you can start with Deep Sea Diva, you can get the Prince. The Prince lets you both search for Dragoons and send it to the graveyard, and the Dragoons then lets you add any Sea Serpent from your deck to your hand. And so you can immediately add things like this Lapis Dragon, and when Lapis Dragon is added from your deck to your hand, you can special summon it. So you can quickly see how these things can snowball. The way you operate from there is essentially it's quite a fixed pattern of you go into Halk. Halk lets you summon a tuner. You want to go into this Despot, which is my idea of you kind of cleaning up. And that can go into the plane, which is providing all the goods to do the cleanup operation. And this lets you summon a whole bunch of tokens, essentially, and the Despot back from the graveyard. And from there, you're just in synchro world. Cupid Pitch is really good at getting rid of. You can get rid of token, the 3-star token, and the 1-star Despot, and then you can lower that thing's level. And you can quite easily, first turn, just from that one Deep Sea Diva summon, you can really easily get out this thing, White Aura Bimmet, and you level up. So these are a lot of tuner synchros. So you can get out Deep Sea Prima Donna, and this lets you, at some point you're able to banish one of your opponent's cards, and then this lets you essentially add that banished card back to their hand, and in return you get to special summon a level lower or 4 water monster from your deck. Superb. And then from there you can convert into the whale, and then from the whale you can go into the beardlet, and that lets you basically summon a 3,000 attack token. And yeah, there's a whole bunch of different special summoning options from the synchro deck. The way the junks fit in are basically because around junk synchron, this lets you target a level 2 or lower monster in your graveyard and special summon it. So this can be things like a Deep Sea Diva, an Atlantean heavy infantry, and so on. We're running quite a few 2-stars, and even the Despot itself, because this gains attack for every machine monster you control. And then you can go from there either into Junk Speeder, which lets you special summon synchron tuners from the deck, so you can keep on synchro summoning, or into Junk Warrior, which gains attack equal to the total attack of level 2 or lower monsters you control. Now, if you just do a Despot, which you can often have with this, the Mecha Phantom Beast, that can often be 4,000 attack straight away, which is obviously a pretty nice effect. Then there is the other archetype we're using in the deck, Mermail. Now, these Mermails are pretty much all, well, all of the lower ones are these 3-stars. So if you discard the Abyskund, you can special summon one from the grave. This one has a similar effect, where if you have a Mermail on the field, if you have an effect which adds it to the hand, you can special summon it, and then special summon another Mermail. And you know, that will happen a lot if you're using things like the Dragoons, for example. So if you do another Dragoons combo with the Prince, you can add this to the hand, and if you've got a Mermail on the field, bang, special summon, special summon, special summon into all the synchros. We've got the 2 boss monsters, so this one can be special summoned by discarding any 2 water monsters, and that lets you add an Abyss Spell Trap, which we're not really focusing on that effect, but you might have that in the side. But it can make a second attack by tributing another water. Abystus, again, is another easy special summon, and that is, it's 7 stars, so you can quite easily go into some of your high leveled synchros. More on the junk stuff, so we're running 3 copies of Junk Converter and 3 copies of Tuning. This lets you discard a tuner to add the synchron to the hand, so you can be discarding maybe spare copies of Diva, or any of these things like Fleur Synchron and Despot if you've got it in your hand, and that will let you get the Junk Synchron to then do the play with either Junk Warrior or Junk Speeder. Whenever you revive a monster, you can summon Doppel Warrior, which kind of is designed to work with all the junk cards. And so I thought that was a good inclusion. And I guess the last thing to really talk about is the 3 field spells. So this city effect is really nice. You can basically target a water monster and change its level by 1 or 2 points, and that can really let you unlock some of the synchros. If you haven't got quite the right combination, you can almost tailor it to it. And we're also running a Legendary Ocean, which lets you lower the level of your water monsters. So that means that all of your level 3 waters, which there are 4 or 5 of, and you get them out often with the deck, will become level 2. And when that happens, you'll get a massive power boost on your Junk Warrior. So the idea is that your Junk Warrior is working together with all of your nice little happy mermaids in the sea, and everything is nice and collaborative, just like the project. Deep Sea Area, banish 1 water monster to your grave, add 1 level Sea Serpent to your hand. You know, you can see how that's obviously brilliant. It basically gives you access to nearly the entire deck. What cards you want to see. So the extra deck. Halk and the Phantom Beast are in there because of just how good they are. You can run a pure version of this which doesn't have those, but this can really unlock the whales and the things turn 2. Turn 1. You can also take out this Adamantipator, but it's a really nice water monster, and when your opponent activates a spell or trap effect, and if you've got a water monster in your graveyard, you can negate. So it's a really nice little negate when you've got Waters in the Grave, which is always happening, and that always happens. Trishula is here. You know, it's a really, really good synchro. Banish one card from your opponent's hand, field, and graveyard when it's summoned. These auras, they're okay. For me, their main job is almost, well, you stick them out there, and then when they're destroyed by battle or card effect, you can bring them back, and then they become a tuner. So basically, their job is just to sit there and wait to be destroyed. But that's, you know, sometimes that's really helpful. This can let you special summon as well. I think Prima Donna's my favourite of the newer water support. Again, the Dolphin's kind of basic. It's probably I prefer playing Coral Dragon because it lets you discard a card and then destroy it, and you get to draw one when it's destroyed. Hyper Librarian I don't play that much, but it is really nice because the deck synchro summons so much. Sometimes you can just be like, okay, fine, I'll have Hyper Librarian there, and that lets you draw a card each time you synchro summon. So depending on your situation, you can bring it out, and then you can just keep drawing like 2 or 3 times. This one isn't out yet in terms of the TCG, but it again lets you special summon from the graveyard, and you can discard Waters to give it attack, which is sweet. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else in terms of how the deck operates. If you enjoyed that video, hopefully you will look afterwards at the review in terms of the playstyle. We should hopefully be uploading some duels involving this and some other decks, including the part 2 to this deck video, where we explore the concept of a junk collector torrential tribute deck.
That'll be interesting to see. I haven't seen that yet, so that'll be cool.
No, I'm almost as excited about that as I am for this. This is a really good deck. It's obviously, you know, it's a lower level down from competitive, but yeah, I really like it.
Yeah, definitely. And so, if you did like this deck and you know about teams, check out the link down below if you want to donate or just see what they have been doing. We'll put the link down below for you to check out. Team C's.
Superb. Right, I'm off to swim away. Swimming away. Swimming away. Swimming away.